Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be filming a highly requested video about nursing twins. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I've just been putting it off because honestly it's so much to talk about. It's overwhelming. So I don't want it to be an all over the place video, but here we go. This is going to be a two-part video. This one's going to be our journey, and then the next one's going to be questions and answers that I asked on my Instagram. So we are just going to start from the NICU till now. So they are almost 8 months old. Crazy. And we're exclusively breastfeeding right now. Kind of exclusively. Can I talk? So yeah, they were born at 34 weeks. Emma was 3 pounds and Maverick was 4 pounds. They spent 8 days in the NICU, so I didn't really get to breastfeed one-on-one right away. But day 2 in the hospital after they were born, they sent in a lactation consultant, and she taught me how to use the pump, how to hand express, how to get the colostrum out. And colostrum is a yellow color milk before your actual milk comes in, and it's a super nutritious, good for the baby's substance. So we got it. So we worked really hard on starting that right away, which the nurses were really impressed with. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't take your bow off. Oh, the nurses were super impressed with how much I got. So I was like, yes, this is gonna work for us. We're gonna be, nursing twins. It's gonna be a piece of cake. I have good milk, blah, blah, blah. So since they were in the NICU, I had to send the colostrum, which ended up turning into milk, to the NICU every 2 hours. So I would set an alarm, pump, send it over to the NICU, or if I was there, I'd pump in the NICU. And yeah, so Maverick had a feeding tube, or gavage, that's what they call it, I don't remember, from day 2 until, I think, the day before we left. And then Emma had a feeding tube only one day towards the end, and we didn't even end up using it. So they were given formula and my milk just to help them grow because they were so small and preemies. But my goal was to breastfeed. I really wanted that to be something we did just because I knew it was better for them. I mean, fed is best, but I knew for us it would be a huge accomplishment, so I was determined to try it. Your bow looks funky. So yeah, that's what we did in the NICU. And then basically what we were doing was pumping and bottle feeding, because I ended up getting a lot of milk, producing a lot of milk at that time. The nurses were super impressed again with how much milk I was getting, how fast I was getting it. So again, I was so excited, thinking this was going to be a walk in the park. We did try to latch both of them. Emma, her mouth was way too small. It wasn't even a big deal. But let me backtrack. So the day they were born, I wanted to do skin to skin. That was really important to me. And they said, if babies are healthy enough, if they're doing good, then yes, we will let you do skin to skin, which they were good. We got to do skin to skin. Maverick was like searching for my boob right away. Like he wanted to nurse. So we tried to latch them both in that moment. Maverick was obviously just not latched, but trying. Emma, no interest. So fast forward back to the NICU. Towards the end, we were trying to latch them and it wasn't really working. Maverick was trying really hard. Emma, she was just way too tiny. So we decided that pumping and bottle feeding was what we were gonna do. And I was okay with that. I was, just glad to be producing milk. I know some women cannot even do that. So super thankful about that. Then we got home and reality kind of kicked in with the babies. We didn't have the nurses there. It was just real life again, or real life, new life. And so pumping and bottle feeding was super exhausting. My typical day looked like, no sleeping. So let's just start with in the morning time when the sun rises. feeding the babies. It was like every 2 hours we had a chart. Maybe if I have a picture, I'll insert it right here. Because they were eating very little. I mean, in the NICU, we had to force feed them milliliters because they were having a hard time eating. And then at home, we had to make sure they drank what they needed to grow. So we would wake up every 2 hours, feed them a bottle, and then I would pump. And sometimes my sister or Brandon or my mom would come and take a shift, but I would still have to wake up and pump because I had to produce the milk. So, I mean, it was nice because I could just pump and go back to sleep, but instead of changing diapers, making the bottles, warming them up, feeding them. P.S. Emma knows every time I'm about to film, she wants to be part of it. Honestly, that became super exhausting, like mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. I was just so tired and stressed and overwhelmed that it was just not working. I would sit in my nursing chair and just pump and cry, and I felt trapped. Like, a life was happening, the babies would be downstairs with the family, and I was stuck upstairs pumping, and I'd have to, in the middle of a movie with the family, I'd have to go upstairs and pump, and it was a lot for me personally. And there's some moms who can totally pump and they're fine with it, they prefer that, but for me, wasn't working. They were almost 3 months old, and I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I know that fed is best. I want to at least try to just nurse them. Like, let's just try it, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna switch to formula, because my quality of life was lacking, and I wasn't enjoying them. I wasn't enjoying my new phase as a mom. It just wasn't working. So previously we had been to a lactation consultant appointment, and I had a shield for Emma. Through this whole time, I was trying to latch them. It just wasn't. Where's Emma? Where's Emma? She likes to play peekaboo with everything. Maverick was doing good, but then I didn't want to nurse one, pump for the other. I wanted them both to do the same thing, even though I know they're two different babies. I couldn't keep up with both. No. So finally, on 4th of July, I said, I'm done. I'm going to try to nurse them. Let's just do this. If it works, I'll give it a couple days. If not, we're switching to formula. So they nursed all day long. They didn't have a bottle. I think maybe they had one bottle at night before bed. But that was it. And so since then, we've been nursing. And it hasn't been a walk in the park. At first, I was still trying to figure out, okay, do I tandem feed them? Do I feed them one after the other? Tandem feeding was not for us either. It was just kind of a circus where one would fall off, and it was just too many things and not enough hands and not enough patience. So we decided that we were going to feed one at a time. Usually Emma's first, because ladies first. So Emma goes first. And in the beginning, they both nursed for like 20 to 30 minutes, which made it kind of hard when they got too hungry. The other baby would just cry, and I know that's kind of hard and stressful, but I knew that that's why Maverick was crying, or sometimes if Maverick went first, that's why the other baby is crying, because they're just hungry. It wasn't going to be long until I fed them, so everything was going to be okay. I had to learn to relax and just focus on the baby that I was feeding and make the best of it, because twin life. It's just the way it is. And so what we do is we don't switch sides. We have one side for Maverick, one side for Emma. It's just what works. It's my best way to know that they're both getting enough milk so they can empty out one side and it's good to go. There's been some times where maybe Maverick's side gets empty and I have to switch him to Emma's if there's some left in there. It's really weird, I know. And yeah, we've been nursing ever since. Now that they're older, they do have oatmeal, like baby oatmeal, baby cereal, purees, some solid foods. They eat whatever, really, and they're doing really good, but we're still nursing. We still nurse like 3 to 4, 4 to 5 times a day. that's just what we've been doing. So that's pretty much it. I didn't want to make this video too long or too overwhelming for you or for me, but basically we started in the NICU and now we're here. So they're 8 months old, almost 8 months old, nursing, eating, growing like crazy, and that was another thing that we wanted to make sure they were growing, and they've been really good at growing, and that's it. I listen to their cues, so we do nurse on demand now. Although now we are sleep training, so we're getting more on a little bit of a tight schedule with making sure there's enough calories in the day so the nighttime is good. And that's another video to come because sleep training's going good. We're doing it, huh, Emma? Huh, Emma girl? We're doing it. We're doing that sleep training thing. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. The next video that you'll see regarding nursing will be a question and answers. If you have questions below, leave them below in the comments, and I will answer them to you directly. Or if this is a big, there's a lot, I will make another video regarding this. And if I missed anything, this might be like a 4-part series. But I wanted just to give you the basics of what we have gone through, what we've done with nursing twins. We did it, huh? And now we're trying to decide how much longer we're gonna go. So if you have any tips down there, leave them below too, because we're kind of in a, not a debate of, we're in a season of wondering how much longer we will go. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad to be back. It feels good to be back in action and documenting our life, because these are the memories that I want to keep forever, and I'm gonna miss them someday. So I'll be able to look back on this, little Emma always wanting to be with mommy while she films. Maverick's still asleep. Sleep training, if you haven't done it, do it. All right, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.